10 powerful Stoic techniques to increase your intelligence, so you can deal better with narcissists. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers profound yet practical tools to navigate life's challenges. Today, we'll explore 10 powerful Stoic techniques to increase intelligence, elevating our capacity for discernment, critical thinking, and wisdom. As we enrich our understanding and sharpen our minds, we become better equipped to handle all of life's complex dynamics, even in dealing with the manipulative tactics of narcissists. I urge you to actively reflect as you listen. Pause to question assumptions. Digest each technique fully before moving to the next. Consider retrieving your journal to capture key ideas. Transformation emerges gradually through daily practice. By intentionally applying one concept from this video over the coming week, you pave the path to mastery. Shall we begin? Technique 1. Question your perceptions. Our subjective perceptions constantly shape our version of reality. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you perceive what happens to you. When interacting with narcissists skilled in deception and manipulation, this technique proves pivotal. Be wary of initial impressions. Simply because someone exudes confidence does not guarantee credibility. Before drawing conclusions, reflect deeply on the lens through which you view each situation. Ask yourself, what past experiences or biases might distort my interpretation? What facts or objective data challenge my viewpoint? What might I fail to see from this narrowed perspective? By questioning perceptions, we move beyond reactive judgments toward deeper discernment. The daily practice of journaling, exploring an event from multiple angles, strengthens this muscle over time. Approaching exchanges with narcissists from this state of examined awareness fortifies us against exploitation. Technique 2. Separate facts from stories. As thinking beings, we constantly interpret events and assign meaning. The Stoics, however, differentiated between facts, objective occurrences, and the stories we tell ourselves about them. For example, if a narcissist in your life ignores you, that constitutes a fact. The running internal commentary around being unworthy of love, however, represents just one of many possible stories. As Epictetus noted, it's not events that disturb people, it's their judgments concerning them. By deliberately separating facts from the stories we layer on top, we ground ourselves in reality and access clearer thinking. Practice this by recounting your daily experiences in a journal, dividing them into 2 columns of facts and stories. Over time, this increased awareness of our internal narrative empowers us to edit limiting mindsets and write new perspectives aligned with truth. Approaching narcissists from this neutral space of facts, rather than getting embroiled in dramatized stories, protects our inner peace and allows for conscious response. Technique 3. Focus on what you can control. At the core of Stoicism lies the recognition that much of what happens is outside of our control. However, we do have agency over our attitudes, priorities, and actions. When overwhelmed by a narcissist's windswept drama, pause to reflect on your sphere of control. Redirect attention inward toward your response rather than fixating on their behavior. Ask yourself, what reasonable actions can I take in this situation? How might focusing on solutions rather than problems shift my experience? What inner resources, wisdom, or support can I draw upon? The Stoics employed a simple tool, the dichotomy of control. Take out your journal. Make 2 columns titled Within My Control and Outside My Control. List specific aspects of the situation and your role. This simple ritual consciously connects us to our power while releasing the unchangeable. Practice expands emotional resilience in turbulent times. Technique 4. Neutralize toxic projections. Narcissists frequently unleash toxic projections upon others. Rather than take ownership for their own shortcomings and insecurities, they deflect blame outward. By scapegoating loved ones as the cause of their unhappiness, narcissists cunningly garner sympathy and evade accountability for destructive behavior. The Stoics mitigated the impact of false accusations through emotional insulation combined with radical responsibility. While toxic projections always reveal more about the attacker than the recipient, our reactions still remain within our control. By strengthening inner harmony, building self-awareness, and taking extreme ownership of our mindset, happiness, and growth, no words maintain the power to unravel our well-being. We become impervious to manipulation. Begin reflecting for a few minutes each morning on any false narratives currently directed your way. Then consciously release them from your psyche by focusing on your core values. Do not believe every story or label thrown at you. Anchor in your worthiness. Nurture emotional and intellectual autonomy. Technique 5. Set healthy boundaries. Repeated exploitation and boundary violations constitute common experiences with narcissistic personalities. Stoics know personal freedom emerges from defining one's limits and enforcing them for optimal wellness. Reflect deeply on your fundamental needs and sacred energies requiring protection. Identify narcissists' typical boundary crossing tactics. Commit to aligning actions with cherished values, exercising the courage to say no, and implementing structural changes that deter access when required. You grant others permission to steal your light only through passivity, guilt, or rationalization. In your journal, make 2 boundary-setting affirmation lists: I will, and I will no longer. Repeat these promises to yourself daily. Reclaim authority over your time, energy, body, and mind. Ambition for your highest good. The wider the moat protecting your inner kingdom, the less malignancy affects your joy. Technique 6. Depersonalize and disidentify. Narcissists often unleash personalized attacks and cutting remarks designed explicitly to destabilize targets. Stoics advised meeting malice with radical imperviousness by wholly depersonalizing interactions. Remember, no words have any inherent meaning. We, the recipients, unconsciously assign definition and emotional weight through subjective interpretations. By disidentifying from labels, stories, manipulations, and unhealthy projections, we retain access to clear-headed wisdom and stability. Through the practice of non-attachment, even overt attacks lose their charge. Daily self-inquiry lessens susceptibility to misguided mind traps. When facing psychological brute force, consciously pause, breathe slowly, and ask, is this input an accurate and helpful mirror or toxic distortion? Your centeredness persists despite surrounding chaos. Technique 7. Cultivate emotional insulation. Repeated narcissistic abuse understandably elicits destructive emotional cycles, including anger, anxiety, frustration, depression, and trauma. Stoics developed strength of character and tranquility through specific skills called spiritual exercises designed to insulate inner reserves of joy and terminate suffering. Consider incorporating the following rituals into your routine. Morning meditation. Begin each day centering your state through silence, breathwork, visualization, or mantras. Set the tone for equanimity. Midday mindfulness. Around lunch, pause to observe your thoughts and emotions non-judgmentally before returning to work. Prevent accumulation of distress. Evening reflection. Before bed, record in your journal 3 wins from the day, no matter how small. List things you feel grateful for. Recall any digressions from your values or overreactions. Then, consciously reset for sleep. Ritualize these emotional hygiene practices, strengthening your immunity to narcissistic toxicity. Cleanse regularly for clarity. Technique 8. Grant others grace. The disconnect between narcissists' grandiose posturing and underlying insecurity becomes apparent through the lens of Stoic wisdom. Beneath the surface of attention-seeking lies profound deficiency in one core human longing to feel worthy of love. By reacting to narcissists from a place of empathy rather than outrage, we subvert emotional exploitation while also short-circuiting the victim/victimizer dynamic species to conflict. This nuanced apprehension of narcissistic tactics integrates seamlessly into Stoic practice. For instance, upon experiencing gaslighting instead of indignation, pause first for compassion around inherent suffering driving such deception. Use breath-focused meditation to tap states of radical forgiveness. Then proceed by reinforcing personal boundaries and emotional firewalls. Applying universal compassion even when confronting challenging behavior opens space for rational response. Consider keeping a tally of daily acts of grace, large and small, dedicated to those who trespass against you. Note the positive effects over time. Technique 9. Embrace obstacles as opportunities. Common wisdom frames problems and obstacles as uniformly negative. The Stoics adopt a distinct perspective, seeing life's frustrations as pivotal for growth. In fact, the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort involves deliberately placing oneself in difficulty to build endurance while shedding fear. Come challenge rather than dread adversity. Each hardship bears a hidden lesson. Use discomfort to propel understanding. The knowledge that escaping hardship promises no greater reward than the opportunity to overcome the next fortifies our resilience. To deny struggle is to forego equally sustenance. As Seneca stated, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Regularly venture beyond comfort. Develop the daily ritual of listing obstacles, then reframing them through positive/empowering lenses. Assign finding meaning to impediments. Leverage distress to demolish limitations. Technique 10. Master oneself before changing others. Finally, a radical truth bomb. The Stoic path to freedom with narcissism has nothing to do with changing narcissistic people and everything to do with mastering oneself. While establishing healthy boundaries serves as a crucial first step in mitigating harm, the real leverage for liberation resides within. By shining light on our unconscious beliefs, hooks, and triggers, we illuminate pathways for our own emancipation. The fully actualized among us no longer require anything from anyone to feel worthy, validated, or complete. We take full ownership over our essential nature. We tend our inner gardens while allowing all types of weeds to grow freely elsewhere. Use each new confrontation as a gateway for self-examination. Ask what false narratives or insecurities get activated in me in this situation. Lean into triggers, welcoming the wisdom waiting behind them. Fundamentally happy people dwell purely, untainted by external volatility. You alone decide how to make meaning from adversity. You alone determine your self-worth. You alone establish healthy boundaries and enforce them. Throughout our exploration of Stoic tools to increase discernment and wisdom in dealing with narcissists, the ultimate truth emerges again and again. No one but you dictates your freedom. So don't let anyone else tell you what happened or how you should feel about it. Don't let anyone else make you feel ashamed or guilty for something that was not your fault. Don't let anyone else take away your power and your voice. You are a survivor. You are a warrior. You are a hero. You are amazing. And you deserve to be happy and free. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and informative. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos on narcissism and how to heal from it. And if you want to learn more about narcissism and how to cope with it, please check out my healing program, my podcast, and my books. The links are in the description below. I hope you feel emboldened in owning your liberation after learning these 10 Stoic techniques for growth and self-mastery, the keys to handling narcissistic behavior with grace. What resonated most powerfully or inspired new thinking? Let me know in the comments. I wish you clarity, courage, and empowerment on the path ahead. Until next time,